Harper, what are we doing this morning? What are you doing? You got all my screws?
Yeah, no, Daddy.
Huh?
Oh, Daddy.
What are you doing with all my screws?
Oh, Daddy.
What are you doing?
Help, Daddy.
Helping Daddy? Looks like you're just making everything harder. And what are you gonna do when they go down here in the driveway and they get in Mommy's tire? Well, this is how our morning is starting out. You want me to take the screws? We're gonna try to make some ground today and catch up on everything that we need to get done so that hopefully we can get this thing painted like next weekend. So I'm gonna focus a little bit on the outside this morning. Gonna die from the heat. It's supposed to be really hot today. And see how far we get. So let's get at it. So this is how our door ended up in the last video. Got so carried away last night with all electrical, it didn't even end up getting to even show you all that. So I think that turned out perfect. Plenty of strength to it. And then it's easy enough where you just unhook these. They just come right off with that, as you can see. And then you just can throw the chains up in there or clip them or leave them dangling, whatever you wanted to do. So, and then that just naturally hangs down. I'll probably end up putting a slider pin down there to lock this in so it's not bouncing like this on the door, one of them latch style, and make it so that it slides in that same hole or a different hole, whatever. But that way it keeps it during transportation from latching down. Harper, hey, I just swept all that up. Yeah, Daddy just swept all that up and you're making a bigger mess. You're running around out here in your PJs. You look at the screws on the ground. Harper, you can't do this. They're gonna get all in our tires. Pick all them up and put them in the trailer. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so there's with it folded down. And like I said, with these chains, you can literally just sit them in there. Or if you have that full of stuff, then you could just hang your clip on there or something, or just let it free hang, I don't know. Like that. So there's our little latch mechanism. All I did was just open up these side holes just a little bit more, and that way this thing is, not flopping around while you're traveling. And then when you undo it, you can just fold it right up, hook your clips into there, put it back down, nice and secure. All right, got our new piece of Luan put up here in the ceiling. I decided I had one extra. I'm gonna use something else for my little 45s over here in the corner. I'm about to rip down so that that's done. Still don't know what I'm gonna do with this front half. It looks so messed up. It's like it needs to be replaced, but we'd have to cut it right here because it goes around the skylight. So it's really only this front area right here that's damaged. So I mean, we could cut it in front of the cabinet and then cut it in front of the skylight and replace this area. And maybe we'll do that. We'll just leave them on the side of the skylights alone so we don't have to mess with that. But got that done. Got my other lights that was missing on the side done. I had one down here that I had to, right there I had to do. And then I had one up there that I had to do from taking the trim down. So got them put on, and we got our wheel well arches back on around our tires. On this side over here is a little messed up, as you can see. It's a little tore up back here, but I think we're just gonna let that go. And then since it is so tore up, we're just gonna paint these to match the trailer. So you can see how that's tore up. We'll dolly that a little bit before we paint it, but I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess I could paint them black. So I think I'm gonna come back with that trim paint that we used on the Fox body. I think I'm gonna mask up the side of the trailer with paper. I think we're gonna rattle can all of this trim black down there. And I guess we could do the real arches black, and then we'll do the strips across the bottom black after we get them all on, because we still don't have all of them on. And we'll leave the cam bars all, just natural finish so they don't chip since they get such a beating. But besides that, we'll do, I think, the trailer side gray, and then the trim black, this trim black, you know, and then leave some of the stuff that takes a beating alone. Probably leave the frame of this alone. I don't know. Still thinking on it, but making progress slowly. Well, a short little rain shower got me. So hopefully most of it will still set up, but it was just I mean, you can see the sidewalk's not even wet. But I jacked the tongue of the trailer up so that I can kind of go ahead and get the water to run off the roof. So hopefully this sun will come out and evaporate the water and bake everything else on, and hopefully we will still be fine. Because I was literally in the middle of coating the roof, and I knew I was gambling it because there was a chance of rain, but around here it seems like there's always a freaking chance of rain. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But this was just like a first coat over the whole trailer anyway, and I still plan to recoat over everything one more time with a whole gallon. I was just using up what I had. So I think we'll be all right as long as we can get this water to dry up off of this roof in a decent amount of time. All right, now we got a little bit of sun coming out. Hopefully it'll dry all this crap up. Still dripping, running off, but I don't know. I think it'll be all right. I mean, it's crazy because the roads are a little, you know, damp, but like the sidewalks and the driveway out there, you know, it dried right out because of the heat, but we'll see. I mean, you can see I got most of it done. Definitely washed away a lot of it and made it just like where it's like just runny. But I think if the sun comes out, it'll literally dry that water right off, and then the product will hopefully be okay. Like I said, I got to recoat everything one more time anyway. But yeah, I knew I was gambling whenever I went to do that. All right, so we have took our trailer and went in there and sanded it out with just some old 100 grit and swept it all out just to get the loose stuff up. We're gonna go ahead and put one coat down of this stuff. My neighbor Brandon actually walked over and gave me this. This is some stuff he was gonna put in his trailer, and he actually ended up never using it, so it was more free product, but he's had it for a couple of years and it's been sitting up, so he doesn't know if it will even work. I did read the back of the can, and it does say to not use in areas that's going to be subject to automotive tires. So that should be perfect for our trailer that we keep our race car in, you know, pulling in and out with the tires over top of it. So definitely sounds exactly like what the product was intended for. But our other option that we were going to use is that $10 paint we got from Lowe's, and that is straight up interior paint, you know, with primer built in it. So I figured porch and floor paint might be a little better than interior paint. So we will get this mixed up. I think I'm going to brush on my coat instead of rolling it, maybe. I don't know, probably should roll it. But that way it's nice and thick if I brush it on. I don't know. It's probably gonna take forever. Yeah, maybe I should pour it out. We'll roll it. We'll pour it in a rolling thing and we'll roll it out and get one coat on this, and then we might come back later and coat it again. It says it's fast drying. So, and again, I might throw some the metallics, the sprinkles that are in the floor. Might try to throw some of that in there later this afternoon and water base over top of it, you know, or another weekend. So let's get this poured in a tray and get this brushed. All right, Harper, why are you half naked out here?
Yeah.
Hey, what do we do to the floor? Harper, what do we do to the floor? You're thinking about it? So we got the floor painted, already made a mess, and then we have recalked all of these sides. Yeah, we recalked everything. Yeah, we're done with the walls. So we recalked them, let them dry for 2 o'clock. Here at 7 o'clock, we can put a second coat on them. And then we come over here and made big of a mess and got our other cabinet doors done. Got this cabinet door done. And then went ahead and got this overhead door done also. So that one's done. The only thing is, for some reason, I only ordered 5 because I had 5 cabinets, but I really feel like this one needs 2. And I have to do 2 anyway because there's a 2x4 in the center, so I can't center it. So I've got to get on there. Harper,
Yeah.
you're disrupting everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to listen. What are you talking about?
What?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
The screw?
Yeah.
So we've got to order one more latch, and that's going to have to be for the other weekend. But we're making good progress. And then on our roof, I don't think it didn't really mess up too bad. What it basically did was just kind of wash a lot of it off and dilute a lot of it. So you can see a lot of it's like grayish now because it's like diluted a little bit. But next weekend or the weekend after, we'll recoat the whole roof because obviously we ran short and didn't get that part. We don't have to do that part because that's brand new metal. I know there's nothing wrong with it, but I would still like to get the perimeters, and I need to trim the perimeters back. So I still got a little bit of work right there, and then I need to rebrush the whole entire roof. But besides that, we're doing decent. All right, two things I want to touch on real fast with doing these floors. So if you noticed in the time lapse, I was taking the gallon can and I was actually pouring it out on the floor and then taking the roller and rolling it out. I used to own a hardwood flooring company, and before that I also did hardwood floors for a handful of years. The best way to do hardwood floors, we did it a couple ways, is we dumped gallon jugs in a watering can, took the spigot end off and just poured it out, and then took a roller and rolled it out. That way there was a ton of polyurethane all over the floor. If you're using water-based, you just pour it right out the gallon. Another way you do it is you fill up a 5-gallon bucket full of polyurethane and you dip a whole roller in it and sling it out and just roll it all out, okay? Next way is you just take gallon cans, pour them out as you go, and just roll it out with a roller. Now, normally we would use one of them really wide rollers unless you were dipping in a 5-gallon bucket. When you're doing flooring, you want your material that's on the floor really thick. That's how you get the durability. It's even in the instructions on that can, basically it says put a lot down. And that's so you get that buildup. You also want to fill in all these cracks so dirt don't get stuck in there and crap like that. There's no telling how much dripped all over the driveway. And I've already destroyed this driveway. It's about time to power wash this thing. Once we get this trailer project done, then hopefully we won't have no more major projects between working on the car and working on the trailer. Here at the house, we have about destroyed this freaking driveway. So if you're doing a trailer yourself, don't be scared to put some down. That light coat stuff that you're used to on the walls, that's not how you do floors. You know, you don't want to put it heavy on the walls because you'll run it just like painting a car. But on the floor, put it on. Get yourself some coverage and put it on. Now, we're going to let this dry out for a weekend, and what we probably will do is I'll probably throw some of them little metallic sprinkle things down that you put in epoxy floors. I'll probably throw some of that down and dump water base all over it and roll water base out over top of this. I'm thinking maybe, I might not, but we're going to definitely order some sandpaper grip tape stuff, like for top of skateboards or so you don't slip. We're going to put a little strip in the doorway, and then we're also going to put it down exactly where the tires roll. So we'll pull the car up here and find out where the tires roll, and then we will put enough down so the tires are on top of the grip tape so that the tires never stick to the paint. Because if you have hot tires or glue on your tires and it sticks to the paint, then it's just going to rip the paint up, obviously. So we want to stick that down. So I want a nice, clean, thick surface to stick that to. This thing is looking freaking amazing. So I hope y'all stayed with us from the beginning, the first video. We're still not done, but we are really close now. So we're going to get this thing painted on the outside, and then we still got a handful of stuff to do on the inside. But the bulk of this thing is pretty much there, man. Painting it's going to be the next big one. And we'll do a whole video on how to paint your trailer for cheap. So I'm thinking like $200 or less to paint this whole trailer. So yeah, toolbox is not mounted, it's just out of the way. In the morning I'll try to remember to come and open up the door and set it down before I leave. Besides that, I cleaned up in here briefly, but we're gonna do a real good wipe down when we do the final loading of the trailer. We'll load some tools in, assort wrenches and stuff like that. So that's gonna be a wrap for this afternoon and this weekend. Thanks y'all for watching all the videos. Sorry if we're kind of overloading you with the same topic, you know, Tahoe and then trailer. At first I thought we wouldn't even have enough videos to make it through this process of while the Comet's getting wired and then the Comet's going to headers. But I just have so much to do, and I can point out helpful tips to y'all, take y'all along. So I figured why not, you know, make all these videos, and apologize for any wind noise that's in the background. So like, comment, subscribe, and share. Smash that bell button, share it with your friends, and let's keep growing this thing. I appreciate everything y'all do, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Thanks y'all.